Disclaimer, this video you're about to watch should not be attempted by anybody. Results may vary. I'm just showing my own personal experiences for fun and entertainment, so I hope you enjoy it. Don't sue me. What's up? Full Metal Energy back with another video. Today we're doing another product review. It's crazy. One of the first videos I did was on the Vault-X binders. If you didn't watch that video and you want to learn about Vault-X, check that out. I'll link that somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, I have used, as you see before us and as you saw in the thumbnail, graded guard a lot. I just think they're really cool. It's just something that caught my eye when I first saw them. Being able to kind of enhance the look of your card, especially your slabs, because I mean, come on, like, it's just plastic. It's not the coolest, but obviously it also offers that protection. So today I thought we'd get crazy, maybe break a little bit of shit, and see what happens with these. So we're gonna do a little review rundown of graded guard. As you can tell, I've gotten a couple. This is just a little bit, but I use them all behind me here because everything that I have displayed is up and potentially could fall. I know I just need a better display, but it's what I got for now. It's what we're working with. So I thought getting some of these would help just in case that happens. That's kind of the stuff that we're gonna be testing out. And then we're just gonna get a little bit crazy with it too and see how far this can go. So stay tuned and watch that. But let's get into the goods here. So we'll start with a pack fresh graded guard. This is what it looks like. So they currently offer these cases for PSA, BGS, Beckett, and CGC. Looking on SGC in the future, that's what the owner said. So if you are an SGC collector, it's coming too, if you like that, if you like these. So just keep your eyes out on that. You can follow them on Instagram, of course, graded guard. And yeah, so we're gonna check into this one and see. So of course, this one is the PSA graded card. Standard size, this is the white color. They have a variety of colors, definitely. So what we're claiming here is that it does have drop protection, easy on and off for full case coverage there, and high quality materials to help this protect in case there were a drop. So no big major claims onto like this will survive a 3-foot drop or a 6-foot drop or anything like that. Just it does offer drop protection and some scratch protection, so that's what we're going to kind of look at. So pack fresh one here. I'll show you how these come. This is actually a little bit of an older version. As far as like the size and stuff like that, it's the same, but the newer ones that he has out has a easier to peel film. There's a film on this is the front and the back, or the back and the front actually. How they prefer you to install is to put your slab in facing this way, so your card's facing that way. But what I like to do, and I'll show you because I've got some variations down here, is I can flip it around and do it this way. That way I have that plastic on the front to protect the front of my card, because, you know, obviously to me that's what's the most important. Obviously that's what you're going to see too when you're displaying, and it makes it easier to wipe off like dust and stuff like that, so I like that. Not quite as pretty on this side just because of the way that this ridge is, which by the way is to make them stackable. So if you have them sitting on a table, or if you have them obviously in like your cases, like your Pelican case or whatever you got, Zion cases actually work really well for these. They fit perfectly. If you're looking for a good case option, you can check out Zion cases as well. But yeah, anyways, so that just keeps them from sliding around and kind of interlock together a little bit, make them a little bit more secure. But yeah, I like that. It kind of makes like a shadow box feel to it as well. But he recommends this way. This is how it was designed to make. It's supposed to be kind of like a phone case where you would just, you know, put your phone into it. So that was the idea behind that. It's really just whatever your preference is, because it fits either way. So yeah, let me show you some of what I've got here. That was a white one, of course. We're gonna start off with the black. Always nice, classy black there with the shiny Charizard VMAX. Just got this back from PSA, so pretty cool. Pull this myself. That's always fun. The black is nice, a nice black frame, and you can see on this one I actually have it facing the way that he intended, so that plastic is not on the front. This is just the front of your slab there, and it's on the back here, which you can see. Yep, that's the back, not the slab. So that's how that is. We like it that way. Same thing here with the Gengar in purple, Gengar VMAX. Looks nice. So like I said, if you just want to accent your collection a little bit, be able to make it stand out a little bit more, if you like to display them that way, then cool. Everyone's like, oh, you need a case for your case. We're going to show you why. I'm going to give you some practical examples in a bit of why you would want one of these for protection. But I said the first thing for me was just I liked the outline to make it look a little bit cooler. So pretty cool here too. This is a nice set. So this is the red for Inte PSA 9 first edition. Pretty sick. Actually ended up getting the whole trio here, all three of them. So of course I had to get graded guards. Can I do it? Ooh, look at that. That's so nice. So I've got the obviously red, yellow, and blue here. So you can see how that accents the cards. I think it adds a little bit to it, just spices it up a little bit there. But I love those colors as well. Very cool. Moving on over to the green. We've got green for my Rayquaza VMAX. Sick. He did show me someone chose to use pink, which did look good as well. I guess to accent the pink that's around him, like that aura there. But yeah, I said it's nice. It's however you want to customize it. So again, these are all with the plastic on the front. You can see it kind of leaves a little bit of a gap there. So like I said, to me, it makes kind of a shadow box feel. I like it. It's just like framed nice. And then we also have, here's an example of the ones for Beckett. So I believe he has black and clear for now, working on some other colors as well, but just to get it rolling here. Here's the Beckett, and again, it just kind of makes it look like a picture frame. So I like it. This is, again, how he intended it with the plastic on the back here. But again, you can flip it around if you want to have that on the front. On the Beckett, I think it kind of looks like a shadow box anyways, just because of how Beckett's slabs are. But that's the black Beckett there. So yeah, nice. It's kind of a smooth rubber around here. It's a little bit harder than just like your regular silicone. So I think that's going to make it be more durable, and we're going to find out in a bit. But yeah, and last but not least is the gray. Look at that first edition Steelix. Love the gray there. First edition. Heck yeah. This one is super OC. It got the 10 just barely, but look at that. There you go. Thanks, PSA. It does still fall within their parameters, but it's okay. The front looks good, so that's why we picked it up. Love to see it. So yeah, that's the gray, and I got that because I got lots of Steelix cards. He does have a couple other colors I don't have. I believe it's pink and orange, but here's white, of course, again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this one today and we're gonna throw it down the hall and see how it works out. Not really. Sorry, I love you, Steelix. We're not gonna do that. But we do have our sacrificial Imakunis Doduo. Look at this little boy here. It's gonna get toe up today, guaranteed. So to show you for the installation process, we'll do this just like we would any other. Like I said, his new ones make this part a little bit easier, peeling off this plastic here. That's why they changed it, so this one can be a little bit of a pain, but eventually it comes off there. So just like that, getting the little stickies, and we'll do it on the back as well. Actually, I'll do that afterwards. We'll go ahead and put it in. So yeah, we're gonna do it like he intended it here. That's how we're gonna test today. And obviously we're just gonna imagine that the back is the front if you did have it flipped around like that, and just like that around the corners, just like a phone case. Boom, there we are. Look at that. It looks so nice. Someone take a picture before disaster happens, because that's what's coming. So yeah, very cool. We're going to take this plastic off as well in the back. So we want to see how all these get scratched up. Like I said, they don't have any real claims to you know, full scratch protection as far as the case goes, or drop protection, but we want to see. So why would you use this for protection? So I mean, obviously, like, slabs are not easy to replace if you were to crack them, which does happen if you do drop them. These are not super durable, just the slab by itself in its own natural self. So anything like this will definitely help. If you're the kind of person that likes to bring cards like this to, say, card shows and stuff like that, and you're always taking them out, maybe you're walking around with them, showing them. I mean, things happen, you know. You eat that Butterfinger, then oh shoot, there it goes, it falls to the ground. So obviously that's not going to do anything to it. But that would help protect it, just in case that did happen. We have had it happen before. Now, some people have full display cases, and that's fine, because obviously if it's stuck in a display case, it's not going to go anywhere. Me personally, I do like the color accent, so that's why I would use one of these inside of a display case. I know it's a case within a case within a case. We got case inception going on here, but yeah, if you're not that type of person, you kind of have things out like I do, which I will take this off and show you in just a second. These could fall. Who knows what happens? I mean, you bump the wall, something like that, and it takes a little tumble, and it could hit the ground, which is what we're going to test. So that is what I would say you would want one of these for. Some people think it's redundant, but it's a lot easier to replace these, which, by the way, I'm just now telling you are $10. $10 to get one of these. Yeah, if you break it, if you scratch it, if you tear it up, and instead of having to pay to get your whole case reslabbed. And the issue is if it's cracked enough, the case itself, PSA will have to regrade the card, and so you're at the risk of, like, if you had a 10 and it cracks super bad and they think, well, then the card could be compromised, they regrade it, you get a 9 or an 8 or something like that. Yeah, that's total disaster. So spend $10 and, like, protect it. What are you doing? So anyways, we got our test dummy here, and so let me see if I can get this so you guys can see what I use mine for. All right, we're going on a trip here, so let's see what we got. Yes, look at this. So you can see I have a nice little shelf here, and I've got the graded guards up there. Now this one does have a little lip, so I'm not super worried about these falling, especially the way I have them set up. They're actually shoved in there, so it would take quite an earthquake to take those down. But these up top are not that way, so something could happen. Who knows? I don't know. And it could fall off and crack, and you're like, Gavin, well, why wouldn't you just, like, put it away and make it safer? Because this looks cooler, so that's the end of that. Moving on over here, look at the more Steelix stuff. So you see, like, these right here I have on these really shitty stands, to be honest, but yeah, we're working on getting some replacements. But again, these are just out front here. I could reach around, like, hit it with my chair or something like that, and then it falls down, and then, oh no, maybe I cracked that too. So you're like, yeah, well, you're creating these situations. You're right, but I want to display them how I want to display them, so don't judge me for that. Thanks to graded guard, I can do that and be worry free. So that's what we're gonna test out. Are you guys ready to break some shit? Because I am. We're gonna do some inside tests, we're gonna do some outside tests, and let's see what happens. So let's get to it here. Please hold while I get things set up for a nice viewing angle. Okay, here we go. We have our Deduo here, sacrificial Deduo. So what we're gonna say, I'm gonna go even higher. We're gonna start up here at the top, and I'm gonna drop it a few times because one time it is what it is. But let's say it was this high, all right? And then it's up here, it's displaying nice. Oh no, earthquake. Darn, man, you hate that. So you get it back and you set it up again, and there's another earthquake. Oh my gosh, my poor downstairs neighbors. All right, and we got another drop up here. Well, ooh, that was nice on the corner there. That's crazy. Let's do one more for good measure. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got that here. Let's check it out and see how it looks. Okay, so looking at it, we have one piece of dog here. All right, that's not the case's fault. And okay, so we're checking out the card. Card looks okay. I'm not seeing any extra damage there. Yeah, there's no kind of little fractures or anything on the edges. That's totally fine. It all looks good. Like I said, it's a little dirty. Need to vacuum a little bit, but to me, yeah, it looks great. I don't see any issues at all. There's no scratches, and this is like a normal everyday scenario, I would say. So now we're gonna do a little bit crazier test, and let's head to some concrete. So it's gonna be a little bit different setup. All right, we're gonna do a little future fast forwarding here, and we'll see you outside in a second. Stair test. Looks good to me. All right, so now we're gonna get into the realm of impracticality. So I don't know, maybe you are outside, maybe you decided you wanted to take your favorite card for a nice jog, and you're running along, and then whoops. Let's see how we're looking. Looks okay. Any scuffs? Not yet. Getting a little dirty. But everything looks okay. Card looks okay. Slab looks okay. No cracks or anything like that. Alright, so maybe you're taking that jog and then you just really throw it up in the air because you're just doing like the Rocky pose. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that was a nice hit. All right, I think I see something here. Let's see what happened. Okay, so Looks like this corner here took a nice little impact and popped off a little bit, but actually it looks like our slab is okay. So let's see if we can just, yep, just pop that right back on there. That's all that was. Just happened to hit to where it was coming off a little bit, but actually everything is still intact. No cracks, no anything like that. Looking pretty good. We're happy about that. All right, let's keep it moving. All right, now for the walk and step test. So maybe we're walking along, we're having a good time. You see we've got our slab, and then we drop it. Whoops. All right, we go to pick it up, and oh no, we stepped on it. And then we stepped on it again. And then we stepped on it again. That was a nice little stomp. How are we looking though? Let's see, looking okay. All right, so even it passes the step test. No one's gonna stomp on it like that. I don't know, maybe you brought it to run from the bulls or something like that. But overall, still looking pretty good. I would say this is doing a pretty good job protecting. Yeah, no cracks or anything just yet, but it's okay, we'll get there. I will say I did just notice from that last stomp, you can see a little bit on the surface of a slab. Of course, that's because it was face down on the concrete and I stomped on it. Again, that's another reason why I think it'd be better just to have it this way. So this plastic here would protect that front of the card. So you can see the back of the card is fine. No problems there. So just a side note. All right, let's see what else we can do. All right, so this is the sports team rage test. So you're watching your favorite sports team, it's coming down to the wire and they blow it. So what do? You take your favorite card outside and you smash it on the ground just like that. All right, we did pop out. That gives us a good chance to see, how did our slab hold up though? Okay, let's see, do we see anything? Nope, still looking pretty good. No cracks or anything yet. I'll take that. So of course our case came out, which is to be expected because it just pops in and out, but the case itself is still intact as well. All right, sports rage test pass. All right, so for our last throw test here, let's say you're just playing catch with the boys. You guys want to throw around your favorite PSA slab, but good thing you got your graded guard here. So we're going to try and literally throw this just as high as we possibly can and obviously get it to land on one of these corners because I think that's where it's going to be most vulnerable. So let's see what happens. And failed. It's gone. Time to find it. After 30 minutes of what I'm now calling the Lost in the Woods test, we have recovered the Doduo. So since I'm back inside cooling off for a minute, that's why I'm red, it's hot by the way. We're in Texas. I thought I would do a quick review up close before we get into some probably point of no return test here. So looking at the case in general, looks like we got just a little bit of scuffs here. Can we see? Yeah, just a little bit there. You know, I mean, I stomped on the ground on it, stuff like that. Looks like on, of course, I tried to show outside. Yeah, there we go. Got a couple little nicks in the front there. Of course, we don't have any protection on the front with this. Again, that's why I recommend using this plastic side on the front of your card for sure. Looks like, yeah, everything else looks good. The card itself seems to be okay. I know some concern is that the impact from like this hitting, because if you heard that noise, that's actually the card hitting a little bit in there. You can see that gap. So there is a little bit of movement if that was actually gonna severely damage the card. And I'm not gonna say that it's not damaging the card, it's just not really visible right now. I'm sure after several impacts or some pretty good ones, like the ones we're gonna try to do in a minute, it could definitely damage the card on the inside. But let's see. Okay, we actually, I think we might got, yeah, we got a little bit of damage here. Again, it's hard to tell if this was from a throw or from the stomp. It could just be like some grinding on the concrete. But we do have a little bit of some rough edges here, but it's not cracked. So like I said, this is again in a situation where if that were to happen, you could still get this re-slabbed, and I don't think you'd have to worry about PSA saying that they needed to regrade it as well, because the integrity of the card is still okay. So yeah, it's looking okay, looking pretty good. Graded guard doing its job. So let's see what else we can do to test the limits of this baby. Let's go. All right, now for the yeet it off the building test. We're gonna again try and get it on its edge there, because that's again where it seems to be most vulnerable. Right onto this concrete, no bushes in sight. Let's see what happens to it. I'm actually gonna kind of tomahawk it here. Let's check it out. Alrighty, let's see. Alright, how are we looking? Looking good. It actually didn't even come out of the case. That is 2 stories up and throwing it. So, graded guard's doing a good job. Alright, the finale here, guys. If you want to see this destroyed, hopefully this will do it. All right, so after our roll test here, actually not cracked. Pretty crazy. We're gonna try and do a fast run over and see what happens with that one. And then we'll go inside and do a final inspection. All right, so let's see what we got here. That was 2 tire run overs, a little bit faster there. And to be honest with you guys, it looks pretty great. No major cracks, anything like that. So we're gonna take it inside and see what the results are. And we're back from the heat in the AC, the things I do for you guys, but let's check it out. All right, so we did some drop tests, some throw tests, stair test, lost in the wood test on accident, but hey, you never know. And of course we ran this puppy over, and to be honest, still looking pretty good. So I'm gonna take this completely out of here again so we can inspect it just to see if any of this broke loose. We'll look at the case itself first. So case itself, it's dirty. We ran it over with some tires which are not clean, and so that's why I wanted to use white as well, so we can kind of see as much damage as possible. But yeah, it's just looking dirty. Other than that, we're just a little scuffed up from the concrete, but the case is well intact. It's not coming apart, nothing like that. You can see it has some give to it, so I think that helps it as well. Looking pretty good though. And then let's check out, of course, the most important part. We got our slab here. Crazy. I honestly thought that we were gonna crack this, especially by running it over. I know the surface area is spread out. That kind of helps dissipate the pressure a little bit on cracking this, but actually this, and paired with a graded guard, is a-okay. So love to see that. So the card itself, honestly, it looks fine. I'm not seeing like any big white extra chunks or anything like that where maybe it impacted the size of the slab like we talked about. You can hear it. That's normal, by the way. Yeah, I don't see anything there too alarming, anything like that. And looking around the edges, you can see these that you're seeing right here are not cracks. I know this is too little for it to want to focus on. But those are not cracks. Those are a part of the actual sealing process. There's 1, 2, 3, and then there's some on this side as well. Same thing there. So that's normal. Like I said, the only real damage we got, and I think that was my fault, was just the crunching into the ground when I had it upside down and stomped on it. So you got that little bit of roughness there, and then those little divots just like that in there. So yeah, I know I could take this like this and break it in half, probably hurt myself. I'm just gonna see what adding one of these, which again, this is not practical. I don't see this ever being a case unless someone just hates you, but just adding this extra protection, especially with this on here. Nope, nothing that way. Ooh, we got a little bit. Okay, so seems like me putting that pressure again, I feel like the corners were going to be, yeah, my face is red, get over it. The corners were going to be the weakest parts, and that's just because of the slab itself. But you could tell I was putting pressure on that top corner probably the most. So we did finally get a crack here, and this most definitely would make PSA want to regrade this card if you were to have to send this back in to get reslabbed. A little bit of crack up there too. But like I said, that's not practical. I don't see that happening. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the results from the test today. It's crazy. So definitely feel a lot better actually about having these, that I know my stuff's going to be protected. Like I said, the stuff on the surface here, I feel like that was more due to just not anything being on the surface. So I personally use them as, and would recommend having them with the hard plastic on the front, because that's just going to make sure that everything's okay that way. And I'm actually slotted in. See, it slides in just perfect. It's like it wants to be that way. But yeah, so there we go. Test of graded guard. It's awesome, by the way. Congrats for making it through the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to let you know too that because of this and because I love the product, I am now an affiliate, so you guys can go to their website, gradedguard.com, save 20% on the $10. You can do the math on that. That makes it $8. And use code METALMOB to save that 20%. Super awesome, awesome product, awesome company, awesome guys. Again, this was a lot of fun, and good to know that I picked a good thing here to protect my investments. So hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Hope you enjoyed the video again. Remember, METALMOB to save 20%. Go get you some, protect your slabs, make them look pretty, do what you got to do, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.